Welcome to this practical training on how to design a credit book in Excel. If you don't want to go through this process, you can download a completed version of this template using the link in the description section. Also check out the previous training on how to design a credit sales book, and the link is also in the description section. A purchase book is one of the subsidiary books we have when it comes to accounting as a profession. And what is a subsidiary book? A subsidiary book are books where you make the first entry when that transaction takes place. And the purchase day books captures all the credit purchases, especially those goods you resell in your business. That's the goods you purchase in order to resell. Those are the items you record in your purchase book. It is important to know that there is no fixed format that you can use in capturing your purchase transaction, your credit purchase transaction. So it can differ based on business. So the ones we're using in this training does not mean that it must be this format. It can just give you a guideline on how to get the necessary columns you need while imputing your transaction using Microsoft Excel as a tool to capture all those credit purchase transactions. The details, if you want a customized template, is right here displayed here. You can chat me up on WhatsApp using either of those lines, or you send an email to either of those email address. All right, so let's go in. But before we go in, I'll just show you what we'll be designing in this training. Here we have our database. We have the date column, the supplier name column, the product code column, the quantity column, the unit price column, and the amount. Here is where you input your daily credit purchases you make in order to resell. Have that in mind. Your purchase book captures all the credit purchases. That is the inventory, meaning that if your business is into selling of baby items, whenever you buy those baby items, you record them here, especially if you're buying it on credit, not cash. This is just for credit, capturing credit transaction, right? And here is where it will automatically give you the report. As you're imputing your daily credit purchases here, you'll be seeing the daily report and the monthly report. All these are automated, and this is what I'll be showing you in this training. So follow me closely as I walk you through on how to design this in Excel. So we'll be opening a new worksheet where we'll be designing the credit purchase book, an automated credit purchase book in Excel. So all we need to do is just copy some necessary details here. Let's just copy this first, and right in here I'll paste it. I'll just paste it as values. Good. So as we can see here, we have this is centered, and we can see the formatting that's already in a table. As you can see, the table design, this is already in the table, so we'll also place that in the table, and we can see that there's a formula in here, and font color is applied to the cell. So we'll just go and apply the necessary. So we'll merge this and center it, increase the size to 16, make it bold, also merge and center, increase it to 14, and make it bold. All right, so here already, okay, let's input this in a table. You insert a table by going to the insert tab and click table, select cell. But I want my table to start from this row 4, so I'll just cancel this and just show you another method. You can just select it and click insert a table. So you see the area I selected is where the Excel automatically is going to insert a table in it, and I have to check this because I'm telling Excel that this table has headers. As you can see, the row 4 has headers, so I had to check it to let Excel know it has headers. Good. Now I have my data in a table. So all I need to do is I can just select this and change the style by coming. You see the table feature is already up. So you come to this point and let me select this. I prefer the light color. This okay. So and I'll make this black. So I'll just use the black automatic color. Good. So I think we are good to go here. I'll make this, I don't want it to be in decimal. There's formula already in this cell, so we'll just delete this so that we can input the formula. So okay, so you select this column and decrease the decimal. So I just want it this way, make it a comma separated, then decrease the decimal. That's okay. So here we have now times the quantity with the unit price to get the amount. So it's equal to this times, because it's a table, that's why you're seeing this structure. We call this structured reference in Excel, and you only see this when you are working in an Excel table. All right, so this times this particular cell, and immediately I click enter, it immediately fills automatically. So that's the uniqueness of table, and when using structured reference in your formula. Now we'll put a subtotal here equals to subtotal, and 9, we want to get the sum of this particular range. Yes, that's what I want. I want a structured reference, and here we go. Good. So I'll now give it a formatting, comma separated, and mind you, we reduce it to 0. There's no decimal place, and we gave it a red font. So remember the red font was there. So let's go back to our credit purchase book so you can see we have exactly what we have here. We've designed it and it's exactly the same thing here. So the next, okay, there's something that is missing here. The date, we need to format the date. Our date is not formatted. So you select the date, just select the entire column, and you go to your number section of the home tab, and you just select this date. Just put the short date. All right, so you can see the date is formatted and it's looking like what we have here. All right, so the next thing is for us to copy this section. We start and paste it there. Then we'll now copy this, go to the credit purchase, then click on this cell, paste it as values. Good. So we'll now edit it the way we want. So just select this range, merge and center, increase the font size to 16, make it bold. Also select this one. Okay, select it to this point. You increase the font size. I think we should have it, make it bold. So I'll just copy it, and we can drag it without copying, just drag it, so just bring it to the cell I. Right, so we have our year. This is a date, so put the date format. Mind you, I just give it a date format first. And this is also a date format, right? But the dates that we'll be using here, we'll still have to format it to show only the year. So when we put a date here, we want only the year to show here. So select it, go to your home tab under the number section, just select this and you go down to the number formatting. That's the more number format, right? You click on it, then you click on custom. I just want the year to pop up. The year, okay, we have it here. If you don't have it, you can just type in 4Y. You can see here, type it in here and you click OK. I already have it, that's why I'll just select this. I just want the year. So it's telling me that this is the sample of what will be showing 2021. So you see, this is what I want. I'll just center it and maybe give it a fill color of light green. Let's give it this light, no, a fill color, not a font color, a fill color. So I want a fill color. This is okay. Then I'll give it borders. You see, this is okay. So whatever date I put here, the year will be reflected. This is 2021. If I change this date to 2020, notice what happens. You see, okay, I've not linked this. I've not linked it. Sorry about that. So the next thing we do is to link this cell to this cell. So you just select it equals to and link it to this. Make the cell reference absolute by clicking F4, right? So 2020, meaning that if I change this to 2021, now we have 2021, right? I have 2021. So if I change it back to 2020, I have 2020. Good. So we are done with that section. So we have our daily reports here. So I'll merge this cell and center it, merge and center, make it bold. I think the size is okay. We can just make it, the size is okay. Yeah, the size is okay. So this two, select this two cell, merge and center, increase it to 12 and make it bold. Good, just to have a good look. So I'll reduce this cell in between. Good. So here we have our total, make it bold and take it to the center. This is also number, give it a number formatting and reduce the decimals. I'll make it, reduce it. So also make this bold, center, go to the number, that's for the total, give it a number formatting and reduce the decimal, right? So there's a formula here and that's the subtotal formula. We can go back to check. I think we're making progress. We have a subtotal. You can see the total here. So we have a formatting on this daily, a formatting on this. So we have to apply the formatting here. We have a total and it's a subtotal formula. The same thing is subtotal formula. We have a fill color formatting in each of the subtotal. So let's go back. This date. So apply this red formatting and make it bold. Apply the same red formatting and make it bold. The same thing, we'll make this bold also. Good. So here we are, make this bold. So the formatting we have here is kind of orange. So let's look for it, something that's more of orange like color. It's okay. So that's it. So just come to this point. We have our dates formatting here. So we'll just select to this point and give it a date formatting. Just give it a short date formatting. Good. The same thing here is a date formatting, but we'll still format it to suit just only the months. It will show us only the months, so short date. But what we want here is to show us only the month, but we'll not be doing that now. For let's work on other aspects of the template. So I'll just make this bold, select this two, so make it bold, select this two and make it bold. Right. Now the next thing we want to do, we already have our dates here. We want to generate our report. This is a subtotal. Okay, let's input the subtotal formula here. Subtotal, we use the 9, which is sum. Then we want to sum this entire range to this last cell. And here we go. Good. So we also want to use the subtotal formula here. And we want to sum, which is 9. 9 is sum this entire range, and there we go. So the next thing now is let's format this cell to have a comma separated, then reduce the decimal. Reduce the decimal. Same thing with this. Let it have a comma separated, then we reduce the decimal. Good. So the next thing now is how we will format the cells. The essence of this is the daily report section. I'll apply a formatting here. I think it's a green formatting, and apply borders to it. Also, this is a green fill formatting, then we'll apply borders to it. So this area is our daily report section, while this is our monthly report section. The first thing we'll be doing is to make this date to be automatic. That's whatever date you input here, that's whatever date. Let's say you input 20th January. It will give you from the first day of January to the last day of January. Now, let's say you input 5th of February here. It will give you from the first day of February to the last day of February. So we want to make this area automated. And also for the year, for the monthly report, for whatever date you put here, it will give you January to December of that year. So if you put 1st of January 2020, it will give you January, February, March. So monthly report from January to December of that year. So let's start with the daily section report. I want to automate the date section. So to automate it, I'll be using the date function. Just work with me closely alongside other functions. So equals to if the row, work with the row function, if this first row is greater than the day, which is this date here, right? So I'll make it absolute by pressing F4. If it is greater, just give me an empty cell, right? But if it's not, give me the date, the first date of that month, right? So the first date, then we put year of this particular date, make it absolute. Then the month of this same particular date, you make it absolute by pressing F4. Then you give me the first day, right? But I won't be using one. I'll just use the row, right? So we'll just use the row function and select this. Good. Then I can now close and close. Here we go. So what I'll do is to, you see, it gives me the first day of March. So of March 2020. So I'll drag this cell down to the last cell. Good. So now because this date here is 20th, it stopped at 20th. Now I want it to give me from the first of that month to the last day of that month. So I'll have to tweak this formula a bit. And what I'll do is to come to this, that if the row 1 is greater than this day. So what I'll do is to tweak this by imputing a formula in here. Impute the date formula. So we use the date and the year of this particular cell, make it absolute. Then the month of this particular cell, right? Then plus 1, add 1. And I'm adding 1 because the day I'll be putting will be 0, right? Then my day is 0, right? So the day of this date, and I'll put 0 to it. Then I can now, yeah, I think we are done. So I can now close it. Good. I can now close it. And okay, I think I'm missing some parentheses here. Good. So good. Good. So I can now close this, and here we are good to go. We're good to go. So I'll enter. So I'll now fill it down to the last cell here. Good. This is what I want. So why am I having value here? That's first, second, third. Wow, meaning something is wrong with my formula. So I'll look at the formula again. Okay, I need to make this absolute. I need to make this absolute, and I think that's the reason. So F4. Good. So all this needs to ensure that the cell reference you need to make absolute is an absolute reference, right? So I'll click enter, then I'll drag the formula. Let's see what happens now. Good. So you see, there's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and here we go to the last day of March, which is 31st of March. Let's change this to like 5th of February. 5th of February 2021. Watch what happens. You see here has changed 2021, and here we have 1st of February to the 28th because February stops on the 28th day. That's the last day of February. So we have 1st to the 28th of February. So this formula is quite continuous and automatic, right? So the next thing we'll be doing is to also automate the month formula before we now go ahead to get the summary for our daily report and summary for our monthly report. So let's automate the month date, and here we go. Select it also dates. So the year, we want this year, the year, that's the date we input here, make it absolute. Then the month, the first month, so we use the row function, select the entire row, sorry, okay, put the row, select this entire row, and the first day in that month, the first day in that month, and here we go. So I'll just drag this down to the 12th. Good. So we have 1st of January, 1st of February, 1st of March, 1st of April. So we'll format this to show us only the months. So you go to your dates, the number section, click on this drop down, click on more format, and under custom, you just click on the months. I think there's a format we have. So if you don't have this, you can just come in here and type M in 4 places, M 4 times, and you click OK. So I already have it, so I just select this particular format, M. It represents months. So I want the months to be displayed only. As you can see, the sample is here is January. If you don't want January to show in full, you want it shortened, you can just put 3M. So what I want it to be full, so I'll go with the 4M in 4 places, right? And you click OK. Good. So you can see we have January to December. I can now center this. Good. We're good to go. So the next thing now is for us to generate our report. I will be using the sum if function equals to sum if. I'll just use the sum ifs. So my sum range here is this particular cell, right? And the criteria is this dates, criteria range, that's the dates. And my first criteria is it's blocked. So I'll just put I7, I'll type it I7, cell I7, and I can close it and enter. So this is it. Good. So I can now fill downwards, so you can see immediately I have everything is automated. So on the 14th of February we made a total sale of 21,364. 14th of February 21, you can see. So if you still input other transaction on 14 to automatically update. If you have 100 transaction here on the 14th of February, it will update and give you the total of those credit purchase transaction that have been made, right? So it's automatic. So here we'll input for the monthly report, and we'll still be using the sum ifs. Sum ifs. And what's our sum range? Our sum range is still this range. And we are seeing this particular reference is a structured reference because our database is in a table. So this is what we call structured reference. It's always associated with an Excel table, data that are in an Excel table, when referencing data in an Excel table, right? So that's our sum range. Our first criteria is the date. Sorry, let me start again. Equals to sum ifs. The sum range is this. Put a comma. The first criteria range is this, our date. And the date first, we want to say a date that is starting from the 1st of January and to the end of that January. So it has to be greater than, so you put it in parentheses, you're greater than or equal to, put them in parentheses, then you now put your ampersand to this date, the date we have in L7, which is the month there. So the date you have there, L7, right? That's the criteria. And the second criteria range is still the date, right? So your first criteria range is this, and the criteria is this, right? Then the second criteria range will still be the date, and the criteria will be, it has to be less than or equal to the last day of this date. So we put less than equals to, put it in bracket, less than or equal to, you put an ampersand, that is an ampersand, then you put a date formula, dates formula, which is the year, you put the year, it's L7, right? The months in L7, plus 1, because we want to get the last day of this January, plus 1, then your date will be 0. So we want to get the last day of that month. I think that's it. That's it. That's it. Then you can now close this bracket and there we go. So I can now fill this down and we are good to go. So our total here, let's see, our total for this, our total for the year 2021, because we have some data 2020, and so definitely this for January, this for February, this for March, this for April. So you can see for February, I think this two is for February. So when you sum it, it gives you that. So we can look at it, or even if you filter here by date to just see what we have for year 2021, so that we can be sure the details are correct. So you see the total here we have here is 433,520, which is the same here. So our formula is correct. So I'll just clear the filter. We don't necessarily need to apply the filter. So that's just it. So our monthly report automatically updates, generates itself. Our daily report automatically updates and generates itself. So this is how you can design a credit purchase book in Excel. As I stated earlier, the credit purchase book records only credit transaction of your inventory. So if your business is selling books and you make any purchase on credit, you record it in your credit purchase book. I believe you've gotten value from this. I would love to get your feedback on this. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and share with as many that will benefit from this training. I'll see you in the next training. Bye for now.